I will put a libertarian in my cabinet.
We're not spoilers, we're fixers. We are fixing the Trump campaign.
You can't spoil something that's already rotten.
67% of Chase Oliver's current supporters voted for Joe Biden. And another 11% voted for Howie Hawkins of the Green Party, so 78%.
On day one, I will commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht.
I am not going to lie to the members. I'm not going to defraud people. We need to be brutally honest if we're going to be a successful political party. Right now, we have a lot of political power. We are going to decide the fate of the next election.
I will return power to the states, local governments, and to the American people.
Moving the Overton window in the direction of liberty. He told us he was going to put a libertarian in a cabinet position. He said he was going to get rid of the Department of Education. He said there were not going to be any schools with vaccine mandates. And he said he was going to free Ross Ulbricht. That's a huge win. People think I'm going to endorse Donald Trump. Well, I'm not. I endorse Chase Oliver as the best way to beat Joe Biden.
The Libertarian Party is not an end in itself. It is the means to an end. And the end, of course, is liberty.
Give me liberty or give me death.
I think we've got to do everything we can to kick Joe Biden's ass. And one of the best ways to do that is to support Chase Oliver and go hard in the paint for him in blue states. Chase is a much better candidate than Joe Biden.
He is the best candidate to end the war in Gaza. He understands Federal Reserve and monetary policy better, and that's going to end the wars. And I've just been going very hard for progressives.
I don't disagree with that.
If you don't want to do it, you are snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, because we are here. We'll just keep going right down the list till we get as many people free as possible. I haven't endorsed Donald Trump, but he has endorsed us. It is a shit-eating suicide mission, and I am 100% here for it. So please join my suicide squad. Get in, loser. We are stopping Joe Biden.
If I wasn't a libertarian before, I sure as hell am a libertarian now.
Oh,
We'll
yeah,
see.
right.
We'll see about that.
How'd they edit out the booze there? All right.
Oh, was there booze? Hang on.
No, I
No,
said
there's
how'd
no
they
booze,
edit
yeah.
them out. Yeah, I don't know. Welcome to the Swamp, everybody. Swamp Creatures Podcast, episode 94. Thank you all for joining.
Holy shit, that's loud.
Yeah, you hit
I
me
turned
with
it down. I turned
You,
it back down.
you hit me with the bing bong, bing bong. All right.
I can't hear shit no more.
No? Here, let
Yeah,
me,
just
No.
take the music down a little bit.
You
My
got
hair
it.
is fucking
Yeah.
crazy right now, dude. Look at
Yeah,
this.
like-
What's going on?
let
bro,
me,
you don't even want
let's-
to talk to me about crazy hair right now. I got all of this fucking flying up.
You're slowly turning into Stephen Nikela.
Oh, no.
Damn.
Oh,
My hairline, it
no.
hurts.
Oh,
How you
man.
gonna- how you gonna hurt me like that, Tim? Not like outside where you can see it, but deep down where it really sucks. I'm devastated by that comment.
That's okay. I feel like in a couple years they can take all of this and at least that's why you're keeping it down here, right? Like, because eventually
Oh,
you
you
can
mean
move it
down
up
there?
here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna move it up here later
Yeah,
on.
That's
yeah,
right.
exactly.
It's gonna
All
be
right.
short and curly and beautiful.
Curly, you're gonna Is your hair? Are you? I'm curly. Obviously, we got curly
Rob
hair
wasn't
issues,
paying
dude.
attention to the first half of that joke.
Well, because of your pubes. Yeah.
There you
yeah.
go. See, Rob, the joke's not funny if you gotta say it out loud. You're
Well-
a comedian. You should know this shit.
I was just curious if you actually had straight hair or
Yes,
curly hair, but you do have super
I mean,
straight
I
hair. You
have
slick
straight
it back.
hair, but
yeah.
like, how many people like? What do I gotta fucking like flat iron my fucking pubes before I?
I'm
fucking
just
transition?
curious
That's what I'm
about you,
saying
bud.
is
I'm just
how-
curious
how
about you,
weird
bud.
would it be
I
to
mean, you
have-
could ask. I could show you my dick later. and we're
How
off
weird would
air.
it be to have straight pubes?
That'd be
though?
nice.
That'd be fucking.
It-
That'd be weird.
I-
as hell.
Oh, I've seen them. There's
That's-
something.
that's-
There's something to behold. Honestly, they kind of just
I
drape
don't-
down like some curtain, like and it's cool because it's like
no,
when you're
that's
coming on
not
stage.
cool.
Yes, it is because it's like when you're coming on stage. There's the curtains. They
I-
come
I
back,
don't-
and then there's another set of curtains there. It's
Oh my
crazy
God.
It's a crazy
Oh
thing.
my god.
All right,
can't.
bald bearded caucus. Yeah, hash.
Yeah.
What's up with the
I was thinking
libertarians and
about it,
caucuses?
actually. I saw him yesterday. I was like, man, maybe I should shave my head too.
They just keep dividing us into these different kind of caucuses just to keep us angry at each other. And, they want to divide us into
The caucus
this
wars
bald
are
caucus
outgoing.
versus.
You gotta
it-
take a side with the caucus wars.
What's better, Waffle House, Denny's, IHOP caucus, all these caucuses, man.
Yeah, IHOP caucus is fucking gay. Don't fuck with that.
Yeah, we don't do that.
We tried to
It's
start the
Denny's-
Denny's caucus.
it's-
It just
Yeah,
Waffle House
'cause
is just
Denny's
better.
Waffle House is just immensely better. Sorry.
Yep. After the
I only
porch tour with Robbie the Fire Bernstein, me and him went to the one of the only places that was open in town. It was a Denny's, and I ordered lumberjack slam. That's a
Solid.
way to go.
Solid.
He ordered a steak medium rare. I didn't want to tell him it's a bad idea. It was a bad idea. And
At Waffle House?
yeah, at Denny's.
Denny's? Why?
And he barely even ate it. He said it was terrible. I mean, like, obviously you're gonna get a bad steak there, but I'm sorry, that did suck. But
Joey got the right idea. Hawk to a caucus. I'm all in on that one.
Hawk to a caucus.
Did you
Yeah,
guys see she did an interview?
too many dudes. Too many
You mean
dudes,
the
Joey.
Libertarian Party? That's crazy, Rob.
Yeah,
We're all
dude.
part of that.
She did an interview and everybody was freaking out about it because she said she would not hawk to a Donald Trump, and everybody's like, "Oh, look, see, she's a
doesn't
Biden
want him.
supporter."
She said she won't suck
Look,
his
it's-
cock. Yeah,
Exactly, dude.
That doesn't
Yeah.
matters. I don't care what. Like nobody else matters but me.
Again,
When it comes to the Hawk Tour.
all three of our algorithms are like way too similar. This
Well,
is
I was-
insane.
I was telling Brandy about this. You remember the Oilers girl, right? She got a Playboy spread. She signed a contract for that.
Oilers
So-
girl greater than Hawk Tua
Oilers.
girl. Obviously.
Oilers girl, way better than Hawk
So
Tour girl.
what? My question is, how long until Hawk Tua gets a Playboy spread or something like that? Or you don't think she'll go that far?
You have
Hawk
to
Tour hasn't
have.
started an OnlyFans. That's disappointing on her part. Like this is a free
Yeah,
market
Bloomer was
society.
mad. I did see that. Yeah.
Loomer was mad about that. I don't give a fuck what fucking
Yeah.
Loomer's ugly ass feels.
She was mad
She-
about the Oilers girl getting a Playboy spread.
No, she was mad that. Oh, look at this. This is cool. No, she was
Oh,
mad that.
there we go.
She was mad that Hawk Tua wouldn't Hawk Tua Donald Trump.
Oh, she was
Oh.
mad that Hawk Tua wouldn't suck Donald Trump. See, that's just too much. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
You don't have to angle it. Just sit in the middle. What are you doing?
Anyway, yeah, no. And if you misinterpreted that as in she does not like Donald Trump,
I
then
don't care if she does.
that's
or
not how
doesn't.
you interpret that. That's not how I
Yeah.
interpreted it.
No,
at
she
least.
just doesn't want to suck some old man's dick.
Right, and she
Stupid.
was at that was the context of the question, to my
Right.
understanding.
Right.
And
yeah.
and I also would not hawk to a Donald Trump stick at all, dude. Like what are we even talking about? All right, so what are you drinking? Let's get into it.
Thank God. I've been waiting. Okay.
Sorry, we were just having fun.
Oh, here, let's pull Josh back in before we get into this. Yeah, I've got Bubba's BS burnt
The
sugar.
Bubba's burnt sugar again.
I'm gonna finish it. We're getting there.
Can we get a rating on the burnt sugar? It's is it whiskey, bourbon?
Yeah, it's burnt sugar whiskey, 35%, so it's not very strong. It definitely tastes burnt. That's for sure.
I need a scale 1 to 10. How because you've been drinking this for a few episodes now. So how
takes me a few.
have you enjoyed? Oh, I'm not judging you, but how have you enjoyed it? Scale 1 to 10, because we're gonna be drinking a lot, so you're gonna have to do these ratings.
Hold on.
How dare he? How dare?
Right?
You hear like a cat in the background. Meow. What are you drinking, Josh?
So I got the king of beers tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Budweiser as usual. I don't know why, but I'm hearing like music in my in my headphones. So
I don't know why you're hearing music because I don't have any playing.
No music's playing.
I was
You see what's going on here,
yeah,
Tim?
these
I'm
are all
Tim's
my
alcoholic.
these are
Yeah,
all
let
my
me try.
bottles. I don't know. By the end of the episode, I will rank these in order. I'm gonna start a collection, and then instead of having a blank wall behind me, it's gonna be instead of having a blank wall behind me, it's gonna be a shelf, and then I'm gonna put like water in all of these and like color it, and that's gonna be like cool shit, you know?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So there's incentive to drink more. I love it.
Well, see, I need recommendations because I am running out of different whiskeys to try. So, like all the ones I have here, I really like them all. I would say Bubba's burnt. It's not bad. It's like $30 for a bottle, so it's like reasonably priced. That's good. I don't think it's strong enough. I think it's too weak. I don't know if it's 35% because I feel like that's pretty normal. Well, Maker's Mark is 45, and that's really good. So yeah, I don't think there's enough liquor in it. It doesn't have. I don't like to like die when I drink, but
Yeah.
I do like a little kick, and it doesn't have that.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So, yeah, lower
So
than that. What are you
There's
drinking?
there's still no like 1 to 10 scale you're gonna give me. That's fine. That's okay. I'm drinking.
Well, I have 6 bottles on my desk.
I just asked you to rate. I just asked to rate the one. That's fine.
No, I'm gonna rate all together.
You get okay, and then we'll figure it out. I'm
Yeah.
still drinking that Melee
Oh, okay.
vodka,
So
the
are you
Jason
gonna finish
Momoa.
that?
This is pretty much where it was from the debate night, and you guys who were here for the debate night last Thursday, thank you for joining.
Yeah.
That was a shit show. The entire
yeah.
debate was a shit show. Obviously, we can talk about that now up top. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I watched it over again. At first, I don't know what I was talking about. I was like, I don't think Joe Biden did as bad as he could have. The resounding opinion is he did terrible, and I look back at it. He did do terrible. He looks bad. He looks incompetent. CNN even turned their back on him and said, this isn't our guy. The main CNN even fact-checked him. I've never seen them fact-check Joe Biden. Fact-checked him multiple times, saying, like, hey, he was wrong about this, lied about that. So they threw their guy under the bus there.
Yeah.
Are they, and we're going to talk about this later in the show, if they're potentially looking to get him out of it. But looking back on it, not being drunk, did you get to watch the debate back?
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah, obviously I saw all the clips that everybody was sharing, right? And so that was good to see them without without us yelling over it.
Yeah.
But one thing that we did miss during the show that I thought was just crazy was CNN's immediate reaction as soon as it was over. We didn't watch it because we just went on with our own commentary and how we reacted. But goddamn, yeah, I'm with you. I think his performance overall was terrible. I think like Joe is trying to allude to here is like, he was up against Trump. Trump himself really didn't do that well.
And that's what I thought too. That's why I didn't think Biden did the worst he could do.
No, he did.
He did.
He did so bad that no one cares what anyone said during the debate. That's how
Right.
bad he did.
Yeah.
People are saying that it's, not a lot of people are telling me, I wouldn't say this. I would never say this, but people are saying it's the worst debate ever.
Yeah.
Worst debate performance ever. We were all way too drunk. Yeah, that's exactly right. But even after watching it, fact checkers said Trump lied in 60% of his statements. They say that all the time. And I like to draw this distinction between exaggerations and lies. He says he has the biggest rally ever. Obviously a fucking lie, no matter like the Million Man March. Like you're not gonna have a rally bigger than that. So obviously he had the biggest, he always exaggerates. Direct lies, he definitely lied a lot. But, that's the point is like, if it was anybody else but Biden, Trump's lies would have stood out a lot more than they did, and he would have had a harder time making the case. But because Biden did so fucking bad, that's all anyone can talk about. Did you see the next day, though, he was in North Carolina, completely different guy.
Yes, I did. And that
Yeah.
he was like energized. Yeah, that was insane to me. But, they must have got something wrong with his timing and the Camp David prep, whatever was happening. I don't know. But he did look like a completely different guy. And my dad even brought this up, and, he's worked with a lot of older people. Sundowners is a real thing. For people with dementia and stuff like that. And I even saw clips from 2019 to now, and the decline is so obvious
Right.
with Joe
Yeah.
Biden. It's so obvious, and it's like it was obvious over time. Like all of us were like, yeah, there's obviously something wrong. He's cognitively declining. But when you take a look back at 2019 and what he was sounding like when he was taking it, it's like, oh yeah. In this 4 years, he's went down the drain completely.
Oh, yeah.
And imagine another 4 years. He's dead, and we have Kamala. So that's just where that is. I inserted a thing from X just to see the stark comparison because I did have a take on this, and I didn't know if I wanted to play it or not. It's I'm gonna highlight it in the show notes. Yeah,
It says play this.
play this. Yeah,
It's as obvious. as
I made
you
it
can
pretty. I
possibly
made it
make
pretty clear. Yeah.
Well, before we play this, Josh, did you want to any like after the debate thoughts? Because like during the show we were all sloshed, but
Yeah.
we were just going through takeaways after the fact.
I mean, what can you take away that hasn't already been pretty much said here? Like, somebody forgot to plug Joe Biden in before he got up on stage, so he was like running it like battery saver mode the entire time. Fucking Donald Trump didn't even really need to do anything except show the fuck up and like not die on stage in the middle of the debate. Like,
Right.
reality was you could have put a ham sandwich up against fucking not Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and the ham sandwich would have won. So
You mean a turd sandwich or a douche?
ham sandwich, douchebag, turd sandwich, fucking, the gay pride, like the
Oh, you got to
progressive gay
vote turd
pride
sandwich,
flag.
dude. What are you doing? You have to vote turd sandwich.
What are you gonna vote for, a douche?
Yeah, what are you gonna
Goddamn right.
vote for a giant douche?
I mean, that was your choices. Like, unfortunately, Joe Biden got to be the turd sandwich that night, and everybody kind of saw it. Like, I don't think I saw anybody who was like, "Oh man, Joe Biden absolutely won," who was not absolutely lying through their teeth. So, I mean,
Right.
if you feel good about Donald Trump, don't. He didn't win shit. He was just not the biggest loser that night, and that was what was important, not being the biggest loser.
Yep, that's all he had to do was show up and not just
Well,
give Biden a gaff.
as Joe pointed out earlier, he was saying, the bar was so low, and
Yeah.
I predicted that he was going to easily clear that bar because the bar set so low. This is the same mistake they always make with Joe Biden and everybody else. Is like he can't even fucking stand up. He barely
No.
stood up. He barely
No.
stood up.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
Bobby Kennedy looked weak out there talking to himself up on stage with John Stossel. Fucking, like, Chase and Mike live tweeting, like, is what it is. I think it looked a lot less, like, weak than RFK, but, like, reality is we're never going to get on those debate stages, so we got to do something to, like, fuck those debates up sometime.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think, before we get to this clip, I think that Joe Jorgensen in 2020 had the right idea when she went to go protest outside of the debate hall. That was the right idea, and then she got bullied into move. They had the permits to hold the rally or protest outside the debate hall, and then officers came in and said you can't do this, even though they already had the permits and stuff. So I think they should have stood their ground. She went and did a podcast after. I didn't really like that move, but that's neither here nor there. I think we should do stuff like that outside of debate halls and stuff.
Mhm.
But then you have to deal with secret security and stuff. This clip was just okay. Just watch it and I would just give me your own takes. I have my own take on this.
Can I call a quick timeout here?
Yeah.
Which of the 2012 debates was it? Because I was not that I was physically there, but I was at the one in Hofstra, so I got to see all of that, and I was physically there at the 2008.
Were you at
debate
this
in
one? Look
This
at the
one.
stage. Does it remind you of anything?
They all look the same, Tim. They redo the same shit, but I was at the.
Oh, that is the
2008
same stage. I didn't even notice that.
It's
Yeah.
always,
Wow.
the Federal Debate Commission does the same thing every time. I was at the one between Obama and McCain in 2008, the last one where McCain pulled out the Joe the Plumber shit. I was
Wow.
sitting 6 seats to the right of Hillary Clinton.
And you didn't take that chance to. No, I'm just. No, stop.
And don't get us thrown off.
Whoa.
Thank you very much, Jim, for this opportunity. I want to thank Governor Romney and the University of Denver for your hospitality.
The only person on this stage is a convicted felon, is the man I'm looking at right now. But he could be a convicted felon as soon as he gets out of office.
Thank you, Jim. It's an honor to be here with you, and I appreciate the chance to be with the President. And congratulations to you, Mr. President, on your anniversary. I'm sure this was the most romantic place you could imagine, here with me. So congratulations.
Having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant? I mean, what are you talking about? You have the morals of an alley cat. Good night, sir. I didn't have sex with a porn star.
Tuition low for our young people. When it comes to our tax code, Governor Romney and I both agree that our corporate tax rate is too high.
Jake, both of you know that story has been totally wiped out because he made up the Charlottesville story, and you'll see it. The total initiative. I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
On energy, Governor Romney and I, we both agree that we've got to boost American energy production.
And by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
Think you can do it?
It was a 6 handicap of all. I was an 8 handicap. Yeah. 8. But I had, you know how many? I've seen you swing. I know you swing. Hey, let's not act like Joe. 21 let's not act like
Yeah, I
Joe.
love how they're like.
You are a child.
First, education. I agree. Education is key, particularly the future of our economy.
The whole world is blowing up under him. Never heard so much malarkey in my whole life. Kim Jong-un sent love letters to him, Putin, etc.
Taxation. We agree. We ought to bring the tax rates down, and I do, both for corporations and for individuals.
Molesting a woman in public. I wasn't really going to run until I saw the horrible job he did. But unfortunately, it's driven up my numbers and driven them up to a very high level because the people understand it. Let's see what your numbers are when this election is over. Let's see. You're a whiner.
I also believe that we've got to
You're a
look at the
wiener.
energy sources of the future, like wind and solar and biofuels.
With the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look,
Do we embrace a new economic patriotism that says America does best when the middle class does best? And I'm looking forward to having that debate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was
I
going
love-
to be.
And how does that make you feel?
I love the voices they did for Trump and Biden. That was
Yeah.
great. That made everything so much better. Because everything was just like me, 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 me,
Yeah.
me, 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 me.
I don't know, man. I think there's such thing as over editing, and that definitely crossed the bar.
Yeah, I didn't.
Nah,
I didn't
that
like all the sound. I didn't really like all the sound effects and stuff. But it was the only one. It was the
Yeah.
only one I saw.
You're wildin'
I enjoyed
right
what they did
now.
with the voices,
Nah.
but I didn't like all the sound effects and
Wildin'
stuff.
right now.
The
That shit
cartoon
was
sound
great.
effects too much.
Beautiful. What?
Mm-mm.
All right, Wile E. Coyote, calm down.
Mm.
But my take, and tell me what you think. My take is, in 2012, I saw two establishment candidates who did a whole lot of agreeing with each other on most of the important issues, which fuck us,
Oh yeah.
and a whole lot of non-agreement on things that are just like, okay, it still screws us over as the people. And now we have two terrible candidates, arguably worse candidates in some aspects as far as like public dialogue and presentation. But there's obviously one who's combating the state, and there's another who's there's another who is like establishment and just running on Depends and Adderall, so to speak. So I don't know, guys. I don't know if we're in a better position or a worse position as far as like debates go. I think it's worse. I think it's worse.
Well,
But
I think
I don't
there's
know.
I think there's at least a difference.
There's a
Like,
huge difference. That's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to play the video.
I'm saying a difference between the candidates. There's at least something.
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
So-
but when it was Mitt Romney and Obama, these were the same people running for office. Josh.
Yes.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
I'm still not over 2012. Mitt Romney is standing where Ron Paul should have been standing.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I want everybody to remember that when they're looking at Trump, is that the Republican Party screwed the best person for liberty in our lifetime over so that they could give you Mitt Romney. the
Never
Mormon
forgive.
fucking-
Never
the-
forget.
The Utah Mormon with a fucking binder of bitches that couldn't win an election against probably one of the worst fucking publicity presidents we've had. Like the worst president for liberty in our lifetime. And the dude with the binder of bitches who can marry multiple women flopped.
Not even a binder of women could beat Mitt Romney.
The binder of bitches did nothing for Mitt Romney.
And then Obamacare took Romney Care and implemented that. So even Mitt Romney had a plan for some sort of government health care. You know?
Yee,
It's like, dude,
yee.
this
You
is
voting for yay? You vote. You're all in for yay. Is that what you're saying?
yeah. What is it? E-A-I-O-U.
Gee. Like as in fuck this gee shit.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right.
okay. All right.
Not gay, it's gee.
All right. Edit that out. All right.
No, we're not going to edit anything. I don't have time for this.
I know. We don't.
No,
so-
make me a campaign video with that.
You know, I had a job interview with this firm in town, and you know, one of the questions they asked in the interview was what's the fine print on you, and
Oh, no.
I said
Oh no.
I curtailed it a little bit. I said I do political work and activism.
Oh, come on.
And they didn't like that too much, and it's unfortunate because that would have been a nice job, but I don't think I can move forward with that. They would want me
But
to.
you fucked up.
they
You
would-
should
they
have
would-
said you do political work for the Libertarian Party, and then they wouldn't have viewed you as a threat.
No, that's basically what I said. They still don't want you to post anything or anything, so I would have had
Right.
to essentially quit the show. So
No,
that's
you
that's
just go
not
by
happening.
another name.
I would have, I need some chat. Come up with some stage names for me. I don't know why I would
Vincent
ask them
Vincent
that.
Robertson.
Yeah, Bob Robertson. I've always thought Bob Robertson as a good stage
There
name
you
for
go.
me. But yeah, that was my take. I'm glad you guys agree with me that they were just basically agreeing with each other up on stage, and now we actually have outside candidates coming in. And I don't know what the cause of that is. Social media, internet, whatever. But it's a good thing.
Good point, but still fuck you, Tim. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Here, let's check this out. What I guess we want to watch the video before we look at the tweet.
Yep. Speaking of Trump, this broke yesterday.
So we're going to get out of that commercial break because we have word that the Supreme Court has issued a ruling on the extent of presidential immunity from criminal prosecution for conduct alleged to involve official acts during the tenure of President Trump. This is the big one we've been waiting for. It's consequential. It's really interesting that the Supreme Court in 248 years of our history has never actually ruled on this. So it is big and sweeping. And I have our political panel looking over this right now.
Yeah.
All right. So that was the video. Without immunity. Oh shit. How long is this? Okay. Without immunity, the president of the United States is unable to properly serve the American people and defend our nation. In today's precedent-setting 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court did right by President Trump. They did right by the American people, and they did right by the hallowed institutions of the presidency of the United States. Jack Smith's indictment is a disgrace to our legal system, and it's time that our nation turns a page on this egregious lawfare because President Trump did nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to read Mike Termott's response? Or
Yeah, so read Mike Termott's response because this is why it popped up on my timeline.
A grand jury choosing not to indict Trump, I can live with. SCOTUS deciding there can be no grand jury is a problem of epic proportion.
Yeah, and I'm sure Mike has his own reasoning behind that, and that's his take, and I won't even criticize Mike and his take there. But the holding here was basically the nature of presidential power entitles a former president to absolute immunity from criminal prosecution for actions within his conclusive and preclusive constitutional authority. He is also entitled to at least presumptive immunity from prosecution for all his official acts. There is no immunity for unofficial acts. So here,
What
go ahead.
constitutes official act of the president? Like if I wake up and take a shit as the president of the United States, that's an official act of the president. I took an official shit.
Exactly. So basically, from my understanding, and this case just dropped yesterday, so I definitely do have to go back and look at the opinion more in depth. But from my understanding, it seems like the question of whether this was an official act or not is going to fall back to the lower courts, and that's going to delay this this decision to at least after the election. So that's what's going on here. Amy Howe of the Supreme Court blog wrote this, and this is what I was getting to. This case now returns to the lower courts for them to determine whether the conduct at the center of the charges against Trump was official or unofficial. An inquiry that, even if it leads to a conclusion that the charges can proceed, will almost certainly further delay any trial in the case, which had originally been scheduled to begin March 4th of 24, but is currently on hold.
I'm trying to pull up this thing here.
Yeah, you're good. And here, this is regarding Trump's actions as to the questioning of the 2020 election is basically what this is referring to.
So my understanding of the whole Trump immunity stuff is that, like, the way that they defined official act within the what do they call that? damn it, what's the word when the justices write their opinions?
Dissenting opinion,
The majority
opinion,
the majority
opinion.
yeah, my understanding of the majority opinion was that the way that they defined an official act was something that was protected by the Constitution. So if Donald Trump were to say shoot someone on Fifth Avenue, that's not necessarily an official act.
Mhm.
So when Obama predator droned that fucking 16-year-old,
Yeah.
like in a foreign country, that wasn't an official act. Like, that's what I'm saying here. What constitutes an official act? If President Trump goes to the fucking SEAL Team 6 and goes, I want you to shoot somebody on Fifth Ave, then they're going to do it, and it's an official act of the president. He's the commander in chief. He controls the entire military. Once again, what constitutes a official act? And blah 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 hit the nail right on the head, because he said he called it 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. Put this shit up on the screen here on Swampcast. The DNC is going to do all kinds of crap, get immunity for it, and when the RNC complains, we're just going to go, well, your ruling, and folks are going to fall for it. And that's exactly what's going to happen. This is how the Uniparty keeps on pushing along and keeps on keeping in power, is every now and again something comes up where it threatens the Uniparty, and they go, well, we'll make your side into the bad guy, and our side will play the superhero, and everybody's going to fall for it because they're fucking retarded, and that's what's happening here. Blah, blah, blah is right on the money here, because blah, 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 they're going to go, the DNC is going to go, oh, well, we did some shit, and, you know, it's all legal, and the RNC and the Republicans, voters are going to go, well, that's fucking wrong, because you guys are bad, and this was illegal, and they're going to go, well, your fucking SCOTUSes ruled on this. Y'all were so happy with the fucking laser eyes 2 months ago. Fuck you guys and everything you stand for. And oh, by the way, here's some more taxes for your fucking troubles, dickheads.
Oh yeah,
and we're gonna make you pay for it too, fuckers.
Yeah, and I agree with Josh to an extent, and this is definitely a power grab that protects the executive branch and the president to an immense degree, but at the same time, like Spike Cohen said in his tweet, and pull that up. This has already been happening, and so right now, in my opinion, without reading all 100 and some odd pages of this opinion that dropped yesterday,
This is the one, or am I getting the wrong one?
that's one. Yeah. So you know, Spike correctly points out that Barack Obama murdered a six. He murdered. Did you know he murdered a 16-year-old American citizen overseas, and he had absolutely
He murdered
more than one American citizen without due process.
Yeah.
Like, that man was quick with the predator drone. Like, you fucked up, predator drone. You might not believe it, straight to predator drone.
And Josh, I'll let you read this because you did such a good job before the show of reading Spike Cohen's quote.
Oh man, it's so small, guys, but I'm gonna do my best here.
Hang on. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, zoom that in there for me, Tim. I appreciate it.
Go ahead, zoom that.
It doesn't wanna.
All right, I got you here. I'm just gonna have to lift up my iPad here. So, each of us is equal before the law. No one is above it, not even the president. With today's Supreme Court decision on presidential immunity, there are now virtually no limits on what a president can do. This is a new, dangerous precedent. So I want to start by saying that, like, if I was president, this would not be something I would post, because this is retarded. If you're going to give me this fucking much power, I'm going to hit you with the fucking force lightning like it's nothing. Anyway, though, Spike Cohen hit him with the fucking rebuttal that was beautiful here. Barack Obama murdered a 16-year-old American citizen. He claimed absolute immunity for it, and the courts dismissed the case against him. You were vice president when it happened. Well, anyway, you probably don't remember. So, fuck off, Joey. Like, this is what I'm talking about, though. Like, fucking, what constitutes an official act of the president here? What can't be constituted? Like, if I tell fucking the goddamn Army Rangers to go down the fucking Manhattan Bagel and get me a fucking one with cream cheese schmear, guess what? That's an official act of the fucking president. Whether or not it's constitutional has no regard. Like, the Constitution, like Spooner said, whether it was here nor there, and I'm paraphrasing, it's not fucking doing what it's supposed to do. Either we have failed as a society to enforce the Constitution, or it was never in any kind of enforceable means anyway. Like, there was nothing we could ever do. So once again, I'd love for somebody, whether it's in the chat, on this show, somewhere in fucking anywhere in this country, explain to me what exactly is an official act of the president and how can we rule it constitutional or not when literally anything I say, if I was president, could be an official act of the president. And by that immunity, I could do whatever I want.
Yeah, and to your question, Josh, I think that the lower court, just off of my reading of what's going on here, I think they should look at Article 2 of the Constitution that sets out the duties of the executive branch, and I think that's why the Supreme Court maybe passed this down to a lower court, because the states handle what goes on with voting, and the president doesn't. So maybe this Supreme
Is that
Court
what the Jack Smith case is about?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's why they brought it, so that they could bring charges against him, right? They wanted the Supreme Court to say that he wasn't immune so that they could bring charges against him. Those charges was what happened at January 6th, right?
No, this, from my understanding, this is dealing with his well, I guess January 6th is wrapped up in this, but it was his call that the election was fraudulent, 2020 election. And like I said, this dropped yesterday, so I didn't read the whole opinion. So to my understanding, it's just within the purview of what he has done to call the 2020 election fraudulent, whether that includes January 6th or not.
Of course,
I'm not sure. Yeah. I would think it does, but I don't want to say it does for sure.
I'll say it.
Yeah. Okay, fine. That's how we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
The Swamp Legal Review is awesome. All right, but yeah, I would think they would go to the Constitution to look at the official duties, Commander in Chief. You know,
And that's
appointing
what I think.
executive officers, not any kind of voting.
And to Josh's point, like what is constitutionally allowed has been so abused and is like so broad now that it can't include things like droning U.S. citizens overseas. Like, so I think like this is going to be a long battle. I'm not so worried. Like, I'm more worried about the other Supreme Court ruling that says the federal government can crack down on social media and can influence them to take down people's posts. I think that is going to be a much bigger threat than this presidential immunity shit, because they've been getting away with this crap forever. I think what the Supreme Court did here, it was a ruling that really has no effect is what I think, is because it's like all it does is it stops the some of the cases that are going against Donald Trump. That's really all it does.
Yep.
Because again, these people have had this presidential immunity for a long time. As Spike Cohen points out here, Barack Obama was famous for droning people and doing all these sorts of things. So this stuff has been going on. It will continue to go on no matter what the ruling in this case was. I do think like there needs to be, and we're looking at this from from a libertarian perspective where the government shouldn't even exist. So it's like our view on this is kind of like obstructed in that way. But I'm doing accordion hands, so we have to.
Shit! I gotta drink some more. Golly.
But if we look at it,
still hasn't stopped moving them hands, dude.
No, just because they're out of screen doesn't mean they're not moving. But just because, so if you look at it from a minarchist view, though, from a constitutional perspective, I think what the Supreme Court, if I'm trying to be generous, I think what they're trying to do is lay out the case that anything that the president does that's in line with the Constitution, you should not be able to be, there should not be charges against you for that. And so I think in that context, I think it makes sense. But to Josh's point, you have to be clear about what that is. And to Robert's point, those things are outlined in Article 2. Everybody wants to quote Spooner and say the Constitution is ineffective and is unfit to exist. The Constitution was never supposed to protect your ass. It was you, motherfucker. That's why they gave you the First and Second Amendment.
Yep. And now I saw a tweet from Elon today that they're even coming out. The Wall Street Journal or the New York Times was coming after the First Amendment, and that's a media press organization. What's going? I didn't include that, so hopefully you or Mitch can talk about that next week.
About what?
Rob, and this is a great
Elon Musk's
segue
tweet.
Into the next topic here, because not only did Elon touch on that, he also touched on another SCOTUS ruling that happened.
Are we going to Chevron? There's
Yes,
so
what
many
we're doing.
words. There's so many words here. Where's the link?
And Tim had a great segue here. So any kind. Okay, I guess the first link you could click on
Was your mom?
would be nothing. Here you go. Hang on.
Rob's mom at OnlyFans.com.
Don't you talk about my mom like that. I had
Is this the CDC director one? Is this it?
No. Here you go. I will post this. This
is it. Spike Cohen Chevron defense.
Yeah. Okay. We can lead into it like that. So here's what Spike Cohen had to say about it.
Beautiful.
And this will be a good primer. And he posted quite a long thread, and so we'll just lead into it like this. Spike Cohen had some beautiful remarks here on this tweet, particularly
fucking long, dude.
Particularly, he said, "It's how out of control agencies have been able to create rules out of thin air and force you to comply, and the courts had to simply defer to them because they were quote unquote experts. Imagine if your local police could just arrest you for any reason." And no judge or jury was allowed to determine if you'd actually committed a crime or not. Just off to jail you go. That's why the Chevron deference was not only blatantly unconstitutional, it caused immeasurable harm to everyone. Thankfully, it's now gone. We haven't even begun to feel the effects of this decision in the courts. It will be used for years to come to roll back federal agencies, and we'll all be better for it. And that's why politicians and corporate media are freaking out about it.
Rob.
Yeah.
Give me the dummies version of this. Explain to me the Chevron deference.
All right. So the Chevron deference came about in the case. Let me make sure I'm getting this correct here.
Yeah, you can have your notes, but explain it for the dummies. Like
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Explain
it in retard terms.
That's right.
Like people like me.
So in 1984, Chevron USA Incorporated v. Natural Resources Defense Council, which was a case about a power source which had multiple stacks. Like, you know how your power plants have multiple stacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the case was trying to decide whether they would count each of the stacks as a single emission source, or they would put a bubble around the whole factory, the whole power plant, and include that as the single emission source. Because a lot of these stacks are updated and they're more environmentally friendly than other stacks and efficient. So they had to shut down 2, and then they diverted those fumes to the other ones. But there was still about the same amount coming out. So basically, they decided to do the latter and put the bubble around it. Now, why that's important is because here it was ambiguous. It was ambiguous in the statute that the not EPA, the Natural Resources Defense Council came up with. They said, okay, we get to decide whether this happens or not. So basically, the agency, the federal agency, would get to decide the ambiguous term. Repealing Chevron now says that the courts get to determine the ambiguous term. They can still consider what federal agencies have to say about it. The weight of it isn't as great.
So take your drink. Joey demands a drink, so we're all going to drink.
All right.
For no reason.
All right. Okay. I think I did an okay job. That was
I think you did.
under
I
a
think you
minute.
did. Yeah, I think you did. It was good. Now what I want you to do to even dumb it down a little bit further is give us an example of like how this was before and how it is now. Do you have a good analogy for that, or no? You got to think of one. I mean, if you understand, you can tell us. But,
Yeah, please.
All right. So I'm just going to say how it works, and then maybe I'll come up with an analogy on the spot.
Sure. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So say Congress creates, or the president and Congress get together and they're like, we need a federal agency to. I know we're all falling asleep here. It's okay. We need a federal agency to do this certain thing. Federal agencies are made because,
like the ATF to regulate guns,
right? And
Yay.
those people are made because they're supposed to be experts in the field, and they don't, like Congress and the president. They don't want to deal with it because they want the experts to decide what's best. Libertarian side note: We all know that they suck and they're not experts. But that's okay. Back to that. So here, agencies create what we call statutes. Well, Congress creates statutes. Agencies create codes and what you have to go by, right? And then the courts, under Chevron, had to defer in the second legal step. So Chevron laid out a test, and this is not the dummies version, sorry, but Chevron laid out a test that says, step one, read the conflicted code going on. Is it ambiguous? If it's not ambiguous, then you don't have to go any further. If it is ambiguous, then step two is to refer back to the federal agency, and they pretty much get to decide what the law is. If they have a reasonable conclusion to, like, a reasonable correlation to that. And that is not a very high standard. You'll see a lot of legal language that says to a reasonable person, basically constitutional law speaking, I kind of put it on the same level as rationally related to. It's like, yeah, you could draw a reasonable, logical conclusion that they would need this.
I'm with Joe. We'll work on him.
Sorry.
We'll work on him.
This is one of the first times we're trying to break down a Supreme Court case. So
we'll break it. We'll get it.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
Okay, so basically, the courts now decide, and that's why we started off with Spike Cohen first. So
Yeah.
If we go back to Spike Cohen, that's a great analogy. It's as if you got arrested. Here we go.
Here, you want to play his to more to the point? Is that what you want?
Yeah,
video?
bring that up. Don't play it just yet. So the analogy is, imagine if your local police could just arrest you for any reason, and no judge or jury was allowed to determine if you'd actually committed a crime or not. You would just go to jail because they would just defer back to the police. The police would go, yeah, obviously he committed a crime. Obviously he's in the wrong. We arrested him. That's why we arrested him.
Right.
That's why we charged him with a violation of our code. That's why we charged him for polluting too much. That's why we charged him with this and that. So Spike, great analogy, great job. Once again, you're a great spokesperson. Spike 2028. And I didn't see this, so this is a cold react to this. This is just in the thread.
Well, the comment that came with it, more to the point, the end of Chevron deference means the end to this.
So I would call, probably the person I called most was the Secretary of Health and Human Services in Massachusetts. She worked for a Republican governor just to, but when she was like, are you going to let them have professional football? And I was like, nope. And she's like, okay, neither are we. It was like conversations like that. So, or I'd be like, so when are you going to think about lightening up a mess? They're like next Monday. I'm like, okay, next Monday.
So basically, the end of the Chevron deference means an end to the experts, those experts that kind of ruined the economy and killed individual liberty and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
There's
And
an end to that culture.
Beautiful.
yeah, and I see the chat is not entertained by all this legal
That's
convoluted
fine.
stuff. So I'll just go over some of the stuff and not all of the stuff that we were gonna go over.
So nearly all tax regulations are written by the IRS. Does this mean that all could now be invalid under Chevron?
No.
I wish.
No, because this is not retroactive due to, let's see, due to the Skidmore deference. There's another deference in here, Skidmore deference, and I haven't gotten into that case yet.
How many
I noticed.
do we have, Rob?
I noticed that I skid more as I get older. Do
Yeah.
you guys notice the same?
I've skidded way more. I have to do a safety wipe anytime I walk into a function. That's for sure. Women shouldn't be able to speak shit coming from a woman. Don't post that.
Rob
Don't
didn't
post that.
say it. No,
Don't
Rob
post
didn't
it.
say it. I
Oh,
have
okay.
to post it because you didn't.
But she shouldn't.
say it.
We
Women
can't
shouldn't
post
be
it if she's saying that.
Women should
Your
be
official
speaking up.
candidate, boys.
Repeal the 19th
Repeal the 19th
Amendment.
Amendment.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I went to
Yeah.
law school and I can't even recall, like, off the top of my head what the 19th Amendment
That's
is.
the women's right to vote.
Okay, that's a great joke. That's a great joke, Joe. Okay, so just to be fair, here's some of the dissenting opinions. Obviously,
ahead.
Sotomayor was in there with that. And they had to say this. Even if all that and everything else laid out above is true, the government suggests we should retain Chevron deference because judges simply cannot live without it. Some statutes are just too technical for courts to interpret intelligently. And to that I say, right clearer.
The judges are retarded.
Can you repeat that last sentence?
The judges are retarded.
Yes.
Some statutes are just too technical for courts to interpret intelligently.
So, like, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't remember what the technical term for this is, but I'm pretty sure, like, this was discussed during the Enlightenment era. No, this was discussed during the Enlightenment era and during the founding of the country. And they were talking about, the complication of, like, dealing with the king because the laws were too abstract or too obscure or too specific. And you needed, like, I'm pretty sure that, I don't know what the name for this is, but if the law is too complicated to fucking understand, then it's not a real law.
Then we're probably going to break it.
Well, like, that's the point. That's the point.
That's why most Americans commit, like, what, 4 or 5 felonies a day without even realizing it, Rob?
Right.
I realize it and I enjoy it.
That's why. That's why we're here, so you don't break the Chevron deference.
I'm saying there's 4 or 5 a day you break without realizing it. I'm not saying that you're not breaking more, realizing it, not giving a fuck.
What was the was it 6-3 for the Chevron thing as well?
Yeah, it was 6-3, 6-3. So I mean, obviously there's a strong line.
It's along lines.
Yeah, it's along lines. So here's what Justice Roberts had to say. I think it was Justice Roberts, in his opinion, referring to that line.
I don't care about what any of them say. What
let me read this.
Say?
This was actually pretty good. This was actually pretty good. He's saying, so remember what I said, that they're basically not intelligent enough to read these statutes that are too technical. He says, but that objection is no answer to Chevron's inconsistency with Congress's directions in the APA. So basically, throughout this new case that overruled Chevron. Sorry, I lost my place trying to get there. Here we go. But that objection is no answer to Chevron's inconsistency with Congress's directions in the APA, which basically set out rules for the administrative law, the body of law that we have now. So much surrounding law or the challenges its multi-step regime have posed in practice, nor does history counsel such defeatism. So basically, he's saying we can do this, and throughout this soliloquy he lays out, he basically says we've done it in the past up until Chevron, and we do take a little bit more time than previous courts have taken to put out our opinions, and that might be another reason why it takes us so long.
I do like isn't their term like ending right now? Like, these are the last decisions of the term, and they dropped 3 of them in a day.
Yeah,
isn't that usually how, like, the SCOTUS does it? Is they're like,
is that normal? I don't know.
And then just like chop, like wop, wop. They're just fucking running through shit.
They dropped them. I don't know the cycle, but a seat on the Supreme Court is for life. So they're gonna keep rolling.
Wop.
This quote is real and it's truth. If the law is too complicated to fucking understand, then it's not a real law. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what? Someday, if you put that quote down in writing and send it to me in one of my cases, I will make that I'll make it
a citation?
I'll put it in there.
You're gonna citation? You're gonna
I
cite?
won't cite to it, and I'll tell you why. I will put it in my own writing so that it can be law.
There you go.
Oh my God.
And then I will give Tim the credit he deserves.
Only after.
Seated ovation for Rob here.
And I will strike the word fucking.
Well, come on. Come on.
Okay.
It's okay, Tim. I'm going to go get a law degree and go pass.
There we go.
How magically, so I can say fucking in front of a court.
The real question is, will it take you more than 3 times to pass it?
Low blows.
That is low.
I got all the low blows tonight. It's great.
Just feeling.
There's a Hawk Tua under my desk.
Tell Brandy get out from under there.
You know what?
No.
In my time, in my time and my bar journey, I've met a lot of women. I told a lot of jokes. I told a lot of jokes, and I did a lot for liberty.
Mitt Romney?
I did a lot for liberty.
I just want to know if you were Mitt Romney with a binder of bitches.
No.
Tragic.
No.
Disappointing.
No, I know.
Disappointing, Rob.
I'm disappointed in myself. I hope to be a Mitt Romney one day like that, but I just don't have it like that.
Gotta get your binder.
I think we're done with Chevron deference. If anyone in the chat wants me to go through any more, I'll be glad to. I'll be glad to go back over this.
I'm ready to see what the fuck this thing is about. I keep seeing it on my timeline, but I never click on it.
The Clint Russell height reassignment surgery.
Yeah.
So Clint.
Oh my God.
I agree with Clint on a lot of things. This is not one of them. So Clint says, being 6'1" has been the greatest genetic gift of my life. I support all my short kings in dropping $150,000 to join me in the land of the semi-talls. And he says 6'1" is semi-tall. Motherfucker, 6'1" is not. Whoa.
Why is it raining on you,
Dude,
Josh? That was weird.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
What just happened? Did one of y'all make it rain on Josh?
I don't know what's going on. Like I'm seeing like
take your shirt off.
You did. What was the gesture that you
Yeah,
did?
you did like thumbs up. Why was that rain?
I'm with Rob on this one. I don't know what the fuck Clint wants to do. Like, fuck you, dude. 6'1" is not tall. Like my brother is 6'3" and fucking he was birthed out of the same fucking womb I was. Like,
okay, 6'1" is tall. 6'1" is tall.
6'1" is not tall.
6'1" is tall.
First off, let me pause right here. I'm 5'9" and like 3/4, and I'm average height, bro. So 6'1".
Are you taller than me? I don't think you're taller than me.
We're about the same height, Tim. That's why I'm saying, like, we need to box it. We need to fight it, like, LPF
we can get our
5,
official measurements.
Like, our height, our weight, like, everything's pretty much the same. Like, you're probably a little bigger than me on the weight class, but, like...
Oh, he's calling me fat. That's what he just did.
Josh has maintained a teenager's body throughout his entire adulthood.
I'm built like a fucking anorexic 16-year-old. It's okay.
Okay.
Like female, not male. Female.
Well, I'm built like a midget, just regular size. So
6'1" is tall for a midget. And speaking as a midget, Rob is correct.
Y'all suck. Y'all all suck, dude.
I'm with Josh. Look, like the ideal height and weight for a man, and you tell me, and ladies, because we have
6'7", 205.
No, it's like 6'2", 220. Like that's the ideal for a woman, like somewhere in that range, 6'2", 220. So 6'1" is like the minimum, or like the standard. Anything over 6 feet is good. Tall is like 6'8", 6'9", 7 foot, like somewhere up there. That's fucking tall.
Should we ask the dump truck for an analysis?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Truck.
Yeah.
6'2", 220, ideal male size.
Beep, 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 beep.
You're the only dump truck in the house. Let's go.
Beep,
Yeah, 6'2",
beep.
220. Good? 240?
Oh, she likes them a little thick. She likes them thick.
Little shoulders?
Yeah.
Little belly? Little belly?
Tim likes short fat guys.
And I'm not 240.
How'd you end up with her, dude?
Shit on by my own dump truck.
Shit
on by my own. Like, I just got ran over by my own dump truck.
Yeah, you just got taken to the dump, dude.
I just got put in the dump. Like, I got dumped.
Yeah, you got dumped. Yeah.
I got dumped out at the dump.
Wow.
That's right.
Dumped to the dump. Like, I got dumped.
Well, maybe you should consider height reassignment surgery.
I might just have to I might have to transition. I can't be a man anymore. Like, I gotta definitely transition to something.
And you know what? Move up here, and there's Whataburger. Y'all don't have Whataburger down there. I guarantee you. I can give you.
There's a Whataburger up there too. Holy
yeah,
fuck,
dude.
I'm
We got
moving to
Whataburgers up here in
bro.
North Florida. Hell yeah.
I'm moving to Pensacola. Fuck this shit.
You can go as far as Jacksonville. They got one.
Going to Roman Reigns country.
There you go.
I know you're new here, but that's her fucking name. Okay.
Maybe don't call a dump girl a dump truck. Hey, dump truck. No one news doesn't like that. Dump truck.
right, we ready? Let's go.
That dump
This
truck
man
is
paid-
full of sandwiches too, Joe.
Whoa! Can you repeat that one more time so the cameras can pick you up on that there, dump truck?
He couldn't handle this dump truck if it hit him.
He
That's
couldn't
what-
what?
He couldn't handle the dump truck if it hit him.
Yeah, she needs someone about 6'2", 240 to handle that dump truck.
Yeah, 6'2", 240. I'm not able to handle that dump truck either, Joe. It's okay.
All right.
I got
let's see.
ran over by a dump truck too. It's okay.
All right. So
yeah,
Rob,
legally that is her name. Yeah.
This man paid $150,000 for surgery to increase his height from 5'6" to 6 foot. The surgery left him
Wait,
unable to walk and
pause.
required him to
I
turn a
can't. It's
screw
too
in his
fast. What? What?
Go back to the girl. Go back to the girl. I want to see if she's wearing anything official.
Yeah, that's an emblem. That's a company logo.
But if that's his girlfriend and he's doing this for like, if he's doing this just to be tall, all for him. But like, if he's doing this to get bitches, which I know he is,
He's dumping her
as
in
a short
week.
man. Yeah, he's dumping her. Exactly where I was going.
Go
This man paid $150,000 for surgery to increase his height from 5'6" to 6 foot. The surgery left him unable to walk and required him to turn a screw in his legs every day to stretch them gradually. The
Like, so
recovery
happy.
process could take more than a year and might lead to complications such as infections or pain. The paragraph shows how much taller he became after the surgery. Is this worth it? This man
Hell the
Is
fuck
it
no.
worth it?
Hell the fuck
a
no.
year? A year?
What do you mean a
What
year?
Fucking
A year.
homo.
What do you mean a year?
All you got to do is postpone your life for a year, then he can walk.
No.
No.
That's $150,000. If you got
Rob.
that kind of Skrilla to be dropping on some new legs, you can afford a better bitch.
Yeah, you can afford some hoes, bro. What are you
Nah.
talking about?
Well, okay.
150 grand on
Before
some
y'all get you get up in your panties, that's
I'm
where
about
I'm coming
panties
from.
right now.
That's where I'm coming from right now.
Yes.
But I'm just saying. I'm asking. Do you think it's worth it?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
I
As
agree.
two tall people, you don't understand my
No. We're very average.
what I go through on a daily basis.
Don't call me. Don't call me.
I am 4'2".
No,
and
you're
I
not.
Don't need I don't
No,
need
you're
your
not.
sass from anybody.
Look, I know, Rob, I understand you want to be the representative for the Lollipop Guild here in Florida, but you are not 4'2".
I'm too tall
You
for
are
them.
n-
I'm too
you're
tall for
not-
them.
yeah,
They
you're-
won't let me in.
Yeah,
Look,
you're not a fucking midget. Get over it.
Lieutenant Dan can spend his money however he wants.
You
but
have
he's
to
a
have
fucking
legs.
idiot.
You have to have full legs for this surgery. It's an extension.
Thank
of
you,
your
Joe. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
150K is yes
Like 2.5 Hawk 2 as a day, Rob.
for a whole year.
And that's fine.
To be 6 foot or 2.5 Hawk 2 as a day for a year.
And that's fine. And I agree with you guys. All I'm
Hawk
saying
2
is
is all day. That's what I'm saying.
Clint Russell
Twice a day.
doesn't, and I
3
am
times
more
on Sunday.
okay. Yeah,
'Cause
I agree
you-
with you.
Russell's
Are you
like
wait?
Hawk 2
Hang
is
on,
like-
hang on, hang on.
Clint
Are you
Russell's
take?
like Hawk 2 is?
Let's look at who we're talking about here. What Russell, co-host of Tower Gang. You're taking that tweet seriously?
Okay, vice presidential nominee candidate.
Failed vice presidential.
Candidate.
I said nominee.
Very
I said
failed.
nominee.
Very failed
Okay.
vice presidential candidate.
All I'm saying is, if Clint wants to debate this live on the Swampcast, we
Welcome
can have
to.
him on. He's welcome to come on and
I
debate
think
this.
I think you're fact checking a meme. Is what's going on here? He's memeing on you.
Fact-checking the meme.
I'm just saying this as a dude who's like 5'5", 5'6". This hit me in the soul that I don't have, and
fucking
Clint,
ginger.
Clint, I respected you so much before this tweet, and now I don't at all.
I've
You
lost-
lost all respect. I've lost all respect for you.
I've lost
That's all I
all
can say.
respect for Clint.
Joe, if you wanted her to slow down, it would cost more money because it's obviously better.
But why would you? Okay, so he's not going to be able to run. He's not going to be able to do like athletic
not
things.
worth it, dude.
I'm sporty. He looks like a sporty guy. I don't think he's not going to be. He's like, it's going to come with a lot of consequences because this is a very new surgery, to my understanding. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've looked into it.
Of course.
I looked into it, but it was a very decisive, like, no, let's spend other I have ADD, so I look into a lot of things. and it was a resounding no in my mind. But this guy has done it, and he's a test. He's a test for all of us short kings.
So now that you know it takes, what did you say, a year of your life? Is it worth it, Rob?
I think it'll take more. I think it'll take your whole life because, like I said, I want to go. I want to be in the gym.
He's like, wait a minute, I can see down your shirt from up here. This is great.
I like doing leg day.
Oh my god.
But I think I would have to talk to a tall person. I think I would have to talk to a tall person and see their perspective and how they view life, and see what's going on.
$150,000 is a lot of hawk tuas. Don't do it.
Yeah, and you know what? We can start
I
a
agree.
GoFundMe. If my GoFundMe gets up to $150,000,
That's not happening.
I will do height reassignment surgery.
By the time you get that money, it'll be hyperinflation, and it won't be worth anything.
And that's the libertarian take on this. All right, we can move on. That's fine. That's fine. That was just to break up all the legal
Yeah,
analysis.
no, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm ready. What do you got for us next? You want to set up?
I just hit it. The melee is meleeing my brain right now on this podcast. All right. So going back to the debate here, CNN threw their guy under the bus. I thought this was funny. Adam Carolla absolutely destroys Gavin Newsom here. And so Gavin Newsom, one of the names that comes up whenever you're like, who's replacing Biden? Oh, is it Gavin Newsom? Is it
Kamala Harris?
Kamala Harris? Is it this?
Hillary
Is it that? But Gavin Newsom, yeah, Hillary Clinton scares the fuck out of me, by the way. But this is just a great clip from Adam Carolla killing it. Jimmy Dore tweeted this out, but Adam Carolla, all the credit to you, man.
Adam Carolla here. Governor, why did you shut the beaches in California during COVID?
Get his ass.
Yeah, I think we all were working on information at the time. We had no basis of deeply understanding the virus. I think they
So
did
you
the same
didn't know
thing. I know they
anything,
did the
so
same
why'd
thing
you
in
shut the beaches?
States like Florida.
If you didn't know anything, why'd you shut the beaches?
Well, we didn't know. Yeah, because people
Well,
were
we didn't
concerned
know.
early in the pandemic. Information was coming out as it relates to how it was
Hit him
transferred,
again!
the disease. People were cautious, trying to keep people alive. And I should say this,
So you
Adam,
didn't
should
let
know
them
this
go
on
in the
health, wealth, and
sunshine and get
education.
vitamin
California
D
outperformed.
and exercise, so you shut the beaches. Okay. And you arrested a guy who was paddleboarding in the
on
bay.
health, wealth, and
Bitch,
any
what?
science
Good to see
behind
you,
that?
Adam.
Any science
we're
at
all
all behind
geniuses in
shutting outdoor
hindsight.
dining? Why'd you
We're all
shut down outdoor dining?
Hit him again.
Go ahead, science.
It's good to see you, Adam.
Based on
So,
science,
look,
you
at the
didn't
end
have.
of the day, the debate tonight.
It's not a debate. You shut
I'm
down
looking
outdoor
forward to the
dining.
debate,
You canceled
compare and
businesses.
contrast
Had nothing
tonight.
to do with science. All right, let him finish. All right, go ahead.
Go
All
ahead.
this happened in the.
Yeah, he doesn't have a good response.
There's no good. And it cuts off his response, but there's no good response because he's wrong. And this is a guy that shut down outdoor and indoor dining, and then
I love it.
Got caught dining indoors with a party full of people during the time that he shut it down.
Fuck Gavin Newsom.
If you want to vote for this guy and you're a Democrat, go fuck yourself. Honestly, that's what I had to say.
But he looks presidential, Rob.
Yeah, I will give you that. He looks way more presidential, and honestly, he is way more competent than Biden at this point. So yeah, if you're a Democrat, it would probably be a better strategy to switch. But at the same time, you're going to make a lot of people angry, and it's a real shady move to me. Do you guys think? Not saying Gavin Newsom's the guy, but do you guys think Biden is in or out?
Well, Predicted has it at like 60 cents right now that Biden's going to be the nominee. So it's a huge drop off. I've been posting that on our X account. You should follow it. But I've been posting updates there. He dropped like 15, 20 cents, something like that, in the first 24 hours after the debate. And there were a lot of people that called for his resignation. That being said, I'm getting ready to put money on that because I don't think he's going to get removed.
So I actually, I think I mentioned this right before we came on the air. Let me see if I can re-find the tweet that was posted here. I don't know the source, but it came for anybody who knows and who's online pretty chronically unusual whales. If you don't follow them, definitely give them a check out there. They do some great information on like stock markets and like how fucked up like your politicians are manipulating the stock market in their favor. But where'd it go? Here, I lost. Oh shit, they might have taken it down already.
Whales. What was it?
It was they were talking about how that it was like breaking news that apparently like the DNC is discussing removing Joe Biden and putting up Kamala Harris as the presidential nominee.
I think I found it.
So that way they can still take in all the donations that the presidential tickets already like been allocated. Oh, here we go. Just in. Democrats are reportedly thinking that Kamala Harris could run at the top of the ticket, allowing the ticket to keep money already raised per Fox Business.
Yep.
I love the meme underneath it. Hello, suicide hotline. I'd like to place an order.
Oh, man. Go through the comments. That's a fire one to start off with. Hang on.
Never let someone who has done nothing tell you how to do anything. Okay. Sure.
Can you find the video that just got posted of Kamala going, and I should have posted this because I watched it several times. Going, what has been determined? God, do you know what I'm talking about? She like said the same thing in like multiple speeches. I can't remember what she said. What has been burdened by the past, let be unburdened in the future.
I think I found it.
You think you found it? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so keep that in the pocket. But yeah, let's go through this real quick. Unusual Whales
Can we
is also
talk
great.
about Kamala Harris? Yeah, we got to, because I mean, I know some people want her to be president, and other people want her to just go away. Me, I'd just be happy for her to get some new material.
Yeah.
Here's the vice president this week at the Reading Area Community College.
The point about progress is to have the ability to have a vision and a belief and some faith in what can be, unburdened by what has been.
Can be unburdened by what has been. Wait, keep it going.
I'm trying to understand.
What
Burdened by what has been.
She's referring to the past of the United States of America, right? What can be, the future.
I'm gonna
Unburdened.
listen to it again. I'm gonna listen to it
What
again.
can't, well, let me try to give my understanding of it. What can be, the future. Let it be unbothered, unburdened by what has been, as in the whole past of the United States. She wants to change the system, basically.
Hey, I fucking love that. Let's stop talking about slavery and all this shit and the need for reparations and getting into all these race wars and all this bullshit. Let's forget about all that crap. And let's move forward.
Oh, yeah.
Race war.
Okay, yeah. No,
Race
no.
war.
We agree with Kamala. Next president of the United States, everybody.
Let's
There you
go.
Point about progress is to have the ability to have a vision and a belief and some faith in what can be, unburdened by what has been.
Unburdened by what has been. Hey, feels, I don't know, like I've heard that before.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know? What can
So
be
deep.
unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened
I'm
by
gonna
what
use
has
that
been.
now.
All right, enough. I've got 5 more minutes of that stuff.
Oh, there's 5 more minutes of this.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah, that
into
was
my
not the
keynote
video.
speech
She
for-
actually used it like 10 more times, which is fine. I mean, like if that's her line, that's her line, and it's kind of beautiful in its own way. Like you said, you could interpret it in a way that's cool to us, but
yeah.
that's not what she means. to be, that's not really what she means. To be honest, what she means, Joe, get out of here. This is why we don't win elections, people. You racist ass people in the chat.
You people. What do you mean by you people, Rob?
All
right, so wait.
I mean libertarians. I mean libertarians. That's who
This
it
is-
I bet that's what you mean, you libertarian.
We're getting there. That's
Yeah.
where I'm at. We're
I've
getting
had
there.
I've had 3. I've had 3, and I'm closing out for the night, Joey.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Nah, the tab's still rolling.
Well, I would have to drink straight vodka then, and you know.
Were you out at Mixer? You have water, don't you?
No, not on me right now, and this is my show. I'm hosting the show tonight.
Okay.
So after all that, I just want to remind the people that Denali the cat was the mayor in Talkeetna, Alaska since 2017. It died recently. They elected a new cat, and their town is doing great. Go look at Talkeetna, Alaska. They're doing really good. We could elect a cat in all of these executive positions. We would be just fine. So
if we elected a cat right now instead of Joe Biden, would it really be any different?
I need a dog. I don't need no cats running around on Bamley Bamley. Joey gets that quote. He's a college football fan. College football's coming up, by the way.
Gay.
College football.
So anyway, so your question was are they going to replace Joe? I didn't get your answer.
What are they doing, Rob?
No, because I think in the last election cycle, Democrats relied a lot on early ballot voting, and sending in a lot of those early votes overseas.
But that hasn't started yet.
Has not started yet, but they only have 40 days until one of the states, I think it's Ohio, I think August 4th or 5th, they have their deadline. So they're running up on a close time to where it would take the red tape and bureaucracy a lot of time to print a different name on that ballot.
Mm-hmm.
No, they haven't even, the Democrats have not even nominated a candidate yet, Rob.
Technically true.
And
but
so they haven't printed any ballots, to his
and
point.
Technically speaking, until they nominate the candidate, they don't print many ballots, Rob. And even then, there's a reason why there is an electoral window, is because most of them know that you're not going to get this done quick. Joe Biden is still, there's a big opportunity. What? Democrats don't nominate their candidate till what? End of, middle of August almost? Hold on.
Right, and that's after a couple of states' deadlines, at least Ohio, from what I've read. And even given that, Josh, it's still, we have a 40-day window for that change to happen. That's why I don't see it happening within a month. I don't see it happening within a little over a month.
The DNC convention is August 19th through the 22nd. So about
that's after the deadline. That's after the deadline for Ohio. I don't think they'll change that.
The RNC convention is in 2 weeks.
Yes, the DNC will hold its convention in Chicago from August 19th to the 22nd.
That will be after the deadline for at least Ohio.
Fuck Ohio.
Ohio's not a real state, Rob.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, Trump's taking Ohio anyway, right? Maybe. We'll see.
I don't know.
Chase is taking Ohio. Vote Chase in blue states. Blah, 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 blah. So
you're
that
not
was my
down with
reason.
Angela's strategy there, Rob?
I am down with Angela's strategy. I think it's a great strategy.
Like you weren't there. It didn't sound like that.
So
let me not for the Angela strategy, Rob?
So
Tim wants to step in. I would argue with you right now if we could, but Tim wants to step in. That's fine.
You don't want to argue.
No, that's fine. I think
I'm just asking questions to get answers here.
So I think Angela's strategy appealed to some of us in the Mises Caucus. If we want to get inter-party politics, especially us in Florida, I think we're all on board here in Florida with that strategy. Other states like Colorado, Montana, and New Hampshire are really not on board with that strategy.
We're not a blue state, though, Rob.
I know we're not a blue state, but I still.
We're not even a purple state.
I still support
that last governor race.
20 points.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
20 points, overwhelmingly right.
I don't care. I still support Chase and Mike in this state. I'll still vote for them.
But we're not a blue state, Rob.
You know what? Fine. I'll go with Hector. I'll vote RFK. Fuck you, Josh. How about that?
That's fine. I'm okay with it.
Changed my mind.
I just want us to be honest with ourselves here. That's all.
You don't think I'm being honest right now? I think it's a great strategy. I love if you're gonna sell the Mises Caucus on voting for Chase, and they're in a blue state. That is how to do it.
I could sell you on Chase on the red states too, but Angela doesn't want to take that route.
Well, that's maybe because bigger parties are at play here, Josh. Bigger things are happening.
Maybe not.
We can't.
You guys never responded to my thing, but I'll just read it out loud. I'll read it out loud for everybody here. It's in our drafts because I usually post pretty much everything that goes on our account on X, but I try not to speak for everybody in the group because I know that some topics we do have division on, and I think this might be one of them. But this is my opinion on it. I didn't get an answer, so I'm just going to make it publicly here. If you're going to vote for any presidential candidate in 2024, you should vote for Chase for Liberty because he's the best liberty candidate in the race. If you're going to vote. Because honestly, there's no greater waste of time than voting for president if your goal is to achieve maximum liberty. That fight starts locally. Do that instead. That's my position on the presidential race. Like, yes, Chase is by far the best candidate there. That said, you're wasting your fucking time.
You see,
tell me where I'm wrong, Rob.
I won't tell you where you're wrong, and I'll let Josh speak on it first because as a member of the LNC, I obviously have a fiduciary duty not to fuck up the national party and Chase's campaign.
So you're going to compare the third largest state affiliate to the LNC, who also has a fiduciary duty to the party. Fuck it up.
You have a fiduciary. You're not on the.
What a douchebag.
You're not on the LNC though.
I could have been, but y'all didn't vote for me, dickhead.
Yeah, because they voted for me, dumbass. Anyway,
that was a different race.
Not in the vice chair race.
That was a different race.
You dropped down. Did you not drop down to the? Did you not drop down to the at-large race?
Yeah, because y'all didn't vote for me
Yeah.
for VC.
You dropped down to the at-large race and you lost to who?
I lost to fucking Rutherford in the VC race because y'all didn't vote for me.
And then you lost to who in the at-large race?
I lost to Mr. Noda because y'all didn't vote for me.
He was in
guys-
he was in the at-large race. He was in the at-large race.
Didn't matter. Y'all didn't. Doesn't matter. The at-large was nothing.
Josh,
I lost because y'all didn't vote for me, and we got Mr. Noda as the VC. How's that feel, Rob? That you get to hang out with fucking Mr. Noda, fucking Bunsen from fucking the Muppets?
To be fair, I voted for you. I voted for you as vice chair because
I never said you didn't.
Yeah.
I'm saying the royal we of the Mises Caucus didn't vote for me.
Oh yeah, no.
So
well,
we got Rutherford.
you were not.
Congratulations. Just like
You
y'all
were.
got Chase because you voted for didn't vote for Mike. You didn't vote for me, so you got Rutherford.
That's a product.
Fuckers.
That's a product of your own decisions, and that's fine.
And that's a product of y'all own decisions too, because y'all didn't get Hannah either, fuckers.
Kelly, I don't even remember what the question was.
Kelly's like, I really want them to answer this. We don't remember. Can you remind us?
One question. We're having fun right now.
We're in the fun part of the show, Kelly.
And the 19th Amendment. Why are we acknowledging women's comments on this show anyway?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we don't do that anymore
Yeah,
because
we don't-
Shannon said so.
Yeah, Shannon said we're not allowed to acknowledge vaginal comments.
Shannon
so
speaks
Vaginal
Shannon said no more vaginal comments.
And Shannon speaks for all women on this show, and she said that women can't speak. So you're out of
No
luck.
more women comments, Tim. What are you doing?
I actually agree with Joe on this. You dodged a bullet not going into that shit. And you look like, hey, Patrick brings up a point. Hannah lost because of you, so you did play a role. That is true.
I've said it before. I said it.
You were
on the
basically the
recorded
libertarian of the libertarian, but like if they were the Republican and Democrat,
You
you
threw
were
the vote.
libertarian. No, you're RFK.
Gentlemen, I'm not trying to say none. I'm just saying on a recorded executive committee call for the LPF, I did mention that this isn't the first time I made somebody in a white cowboy hat lose a vice chair race. So
That was the reference. I didn't get it at the time. Now I get it.
Tragic. J. Mark, Hannah, y'all should call me. Try and play for Team Halafka instead of fucking around.
So if you want, so when I beat you in our fight, I need to be wearing a white cowboy hat to redeem.
No, I would, not with his record.
J. Mark will laugh right along with you.
I would,
like
dude,
he
if
did that one time.
J Mark's not going to be in Tim's corner. If he is, I'd be very surprised. Well, he's definitely not going to be in your corner. That's for sure.
Tim's corner by default. He's like, oh, Tim's going to beat Josh's ass. Excellent.
Listen.
All right, we're getting too inter-party here. We're getting way too
we
inter-party.
ain't getting inter-party enough. Let's go deeper.
I will go deeper.
All I was gonna say is that, like, I've had a lot of disagreements with J Mark, but in person he's always been cordial. So there's that.
Well, yeah.
He's always a cordial person to me too. Doesn't mean we fucking like each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect that. At least I respect he doesn't like me and will be outright admitting to it.
I haven't had the honor of being called out on Facebook yet.
I'm sorry. Eventually, the Reaper comes for all, Tim. He'll get you eventually too.
All right, I'll move us on.
Oh,
What is
wait.
this?
Did we not answer Kelly's question? No, I really want to answer Kelly's question.
What are you smoking, Josh?
Oh, is that your question, Kelly? Is that your really important question?
No, it was. I was adulting, taking care of my mom. I guess the question was about local. Like, do you guys support the tweet? I guess was the question.
Oh, dude. I don't even remember what tweet you're talking
So
about.
basically, the one that I read out loud
I don't even
that said
remember.
voting for president is bullshit, and you should focus locally.
Well, yeah, that's all. Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Okay, see, there we go.
Donate to Josh.
We answered the question, and now we can move on.
Okay,
But
so
you're
I put
running for state office. That's not local. It's a fucking 10x6 fucking rectangle. Fuck off.
I put this
give him a-
I put this in here because this was just kind of like badass because Biden gets some of the credit for pulling out of Afghanistan. Trump obviously started the rollout. This was I just watched it. Just
I'll
watch
give
it.
you my favorite President Trump story. This is my number one favorite of all time. When we were negotiating with the Taliban, well,
He said, "Nigga, do you like nuggets?"
President Trump was still the president. President Trump wanted to get out of Afghanistan, but he wanted a conditions-based withdrawal, meaning that you do what we tell you to do, and then we will start pulling troops back slowly as long as you abide by our rules. It's President Trump and Mike Pompeo, and they are talking to Taliban leadership in the room, and they had one translator in the room. President Trump looked at the Taliban leader and said this: "I want to leave Afghanistan, but it's going to be a conditions-based withdrawal." And translator translated. And he said, "If you harm a hair on a single American, I'm going to kill you."
You.
And the translator goes, and Trump goes, "Tell
Say
him,
it.
translate.
Yeah.
Tell him what I said. Tell him what I said." Reached in his pocket, pulled out a satellite photo of the leader of the Taliban's home and handed it to him.
Shut up.
Got up and walked out the
Gangster.
room. I'm gonna give you my favorite.
Yeah,
my
for real.
Gangster.
That's gangster as fuck, dude.
Gangster.
That's gangster
and
as
just
fuck.
walked
That's what I
out the
thought
room
too.
afterwards. That's mob boss shit right
That
there.
is mob boss mentality.
Listen though, like to his credit, that's how you got to deal with these fucking people.
Yeah, that's
like,
absolutely.
Yeah,
You
that's the
have
way to
have
do
a
it.
Gangland mentality, like hate it or love it. Like you can have your opinions on Trump when it comes to handling this type of shit. Like he's got it on point. Like the hood taught him right. Like you got to make sure that you get these motherfuckers by the fucking short and curlies. Because guess what? When you get motherfuckers by the balls, their hearts and minds seem to follow along real quick as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, handing a satellite image of where
Yeah.
you stay.
Like
I'm handing a satellite image
Bro,
of
I
where
already
you
got a
stay.
predator drone circling your house right now. Like fuck around and I can fucking drone your house right now.
Yeah,
Right now.
that is gangster. And you know what?
Gangster.
I love that. I'm anti-war. I loved that because that's leadership.
Well, I mean, you're saying you're anti-war, but the conversation was about pulling troops out of Afghanistan, and he's he's basically saying, "Don't shoot us in the fucking back."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And you know what? To their credit, they still did not. They still did not because they probably knew they had all that information.
Well,
Didn't shoot us in
Biden
the
said,
back.
"Don't kill us, and we'll leave you a bunch of weapons."
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe
Biden offered the better deal. I'm not
Maybe-
gonna lie. Like,
maybe he didn't say that to the Taliban. Maybe he said that to Raytheon so that they could, have
Yeah,
a
don't
bill for
worry
new
that we're
weapons.
leaving all the weapons. We're gonna sign a contract for more.
That's what I'm thinking happened, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, if you're the Taliban and you're sitting there and you got Donald Trump handing you a photo, like a satellite photo of your home, and going, "Fuck with us, and I'm gonna kill you," and you got Joe Biden going, "Hey, if you let us leave, I'll give you weapon. I'll leave a whole bunch of shit there for you guys to use." I mean, if I'm the Taliban, I ain't gonna lie, Joey making a way better offer than Donnie is. Like, I'm sorry, I'm taking the Joe Biden offer and I'm running with that shit. Like, Taliban did the right thing.
Well, Joe would never threaten to kill him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I'm the Taliban, like I'm the Taliban right now, like herka-durka, like
You look like the Taliban.
Libertan and everything. I know, right? Like,
Honorary white
tan
in
skin,
action.
Like, I'm only honorary. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm part. Like, I'm not saying I'm part of the Taliban. I'm saying that if I was,
You couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, hey Tim.
I'd be able to tell the difference to begin
Yeah.
with. Like, the
Can you-
hat might be a turban, but what I'm
Not-
saying is that under my Destasha, I got an agreement with Joe Biden.
What?
My Destasha.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
My man dress.
Your what?
The man dress that they wear. Like,
Oh,
like
okay,
Conan
okay,
Sasha.
okay.
God, you guys are not culturally aware. God damn.
No, I speak American.
You know, yeah, I'm more like culturally aware of like European and like Asian study, like not Middle Eastern. I'm not like very culturally.
I'm going to share my culture with y'all culture. It's okay.
Thank you, Tim. If you could play the Israel story before the Tim Dillon story,
boomers?
Yeah, that'd be good. Just so we can end on a good note.
Okay, Israel. Something bad happened in Israel.
Something bad happened. Yeah, so Israel.
Those damn Jews are at it again.
They have decided to strike Lebanon, and here's some video of that. I tried my best to confirm this.
Cool.
Yeah.
What happened?
It's a compilation of videos. These are strikes from the IDF within Lebanon.
I mean, they've been shooting up Lebanon for like 2-3 decades now.
That's a big ass bomb. Shit.
That's not even really that big, bro.
Nah, is that like that's like a mini nuke, right? Like, what is that?
Nah, that ain't
Do
even
all
that big
bombs
of a
mushroom
bomb.
cloud?
Yeah, like that ain't really even a mushroom cloud. That's just how.
That's a broccoli cloud.
And this dude's just riding on his dirt bike.
Allahu Akbar!
Hello!
Okay, pause. Okay, Tim. You can't do that in the middle of this. Is a serious news segment.
No, I didn't do it. He fucking did it.
No, that was so close to being able to hold my shit together until you said what you said. They are trying to record him doing a cool wheelie in this little fucking
bullshit
that they got going on here. And but just imagine you're just riding your dirt bike, and then in the distance you're getting bombed by a huge country, or by a very militarily powerful country. Wheelie. I mean, if he had the right camera angle, that would have been a sick video. I'm just saying.
Low snack bar.
Allahu Akbar!
He keeps saying there's nobody there. He's like,
there's another bomb. Look, there's another bomb going off in the distance.
Oh, he knows.
Sawartan! Allahu Akbar!
God damn.
Allahu Akbar!
Yep, we heard you.
Bilghaziyeh!
Yep. So these are some of the strikes that have been happening in Lebanon, and this is coming after Iran has warned Israel of quote unquote obliterating war if it attacks Lebanon. So this is a great escalation in the Middle Eastern conflict here, now expanding outside of Israel-Palestine yet again. And this is just not good. No bueno. Yeah, so this is out of antiwar.com. Shout out the Libertarian Institute and Scott Horton. A diplomatic solution in Lebanon is still possible and best way to avoid wider regional war in the north, the Pentagon said on Friday. We don't want to see a wider regional war. We want to see a de-escalation of tensions, Deputy Press Secretary Sabrina Singh said. So these clips were from previous strikes in February of 28, it looks like, but more have happened. And if you go to that Al Jazeera article that I posted, and you take a look at the graph, they have a pretty decent graph of these combined attacks. Did I include that? Oh, sorry.
No, I got Israel strikes reportedly creating 5-kilometer dead zone in southern Lebanon. So I guess it's from those strikes that we just watched.
That's what I was thinking, but I could not confirm that, so don't pull that up. That's fine.
Sure,
I just posted I posted that Al Jazeera article.
So this is to be clear, this is Israel striking Lebanon, not like people striking Israel. So
yeah, and
like
this
all of the Zionists out there.
And this is from July 3rd.
Yeah.
So this is tomorrow's news. This isn't even fucking today, guys. We're getting future fucking news around here. I'm just saying.
tomorrow's news today? Are you the new Alex Jones?
No,
You
this is
can't be.
actually. I saw the July 3rd, 2024, and I freaked out. This is actually from June 27th. So between the shows that we've done.
Right.
Yeah. Here we go. I'll pull it up to read along.
Which one?
I'm pulling up the same one you have on right now.
Okay. Yeah.
I looked at this article and I was confused because they also had like a story about a 2006 strike, and I didn't want to convolute the two. And now that I've had a couple drinks and we're reading fast, I definitely don't want to convolute the two strikes because one of the strikes created like $1.7 billion in damages, and I don't want to say that that was the more recent strike without actually being accurate in that, but they're at least covering the recent strikes here. So here we go. Financial Times analysis of satellite imagery shows extensive destruction of structures, but IDF says it's only targeting Hezbollah, which admits to using civilian homes. So this is just another pattern that we've seen, that the IDF strikes civilians in an effort to strike maybe a hidden Hezbollah or Hamas target underground, underneath like a hospital or a school or a civilian building or something like that. And keep in mind, we covered a story not too long ago where the IDF was saying, we're not targeting humanitarian aid operations, whatever. And they've targeted at least eight times, killing people involved with humanitarian aid operations going back and forth to the Palestinian territories. Very disturbing stuff. So this is an escalation. It's bringing in a whole nother country. Not a good look given the circumstances with Russia and Ukraine. And now we have this escalation where Iran has said, if you get involved with Lebanon, we will get more involved. And yet another strike happens on the 28th of June.
Where was Iran all the other times Israel got involved in Lebanon?
Right. And by what they mean, I think by what Iran means is they're going to use their extensive terrorist network via Hezbollah and other terrorist proxy organizations to kind of strike back, as is the status quo. They always do that. So I don't know, but Iran has struck itself. It has struck Israel itself.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Iran struck itself.
Yeah, well, that's what vodka does, and that's Russia invading me, and we're all a part of this. We're all a part of World War III at this point.
What you're saying is NATO needs to declare Article 5 to save you, Rob?
Fuck NATO, dude. How about that? How about them apples? I'm just warning you guys that this shit keeps on ramping up, and it's not going to stop.
Yeah, which one goes nuclear first? That's where my bet is. Ukraine and Russia, or Israel and Palestine.
Israel, Palestine.
I would
I'm
bet.
not even second guessing it.
I would bet it's this is just me feeling it.
Go on.
Karma for nuclear striking Japan. A nuclear strike
my camera.
in America happens before any other nuclear strike. And it could be a small one. It could be a small concentrated one, like in a certain way.
I don't know what's going on here. Fuck is this bullshit?
Uh-oh.
Camera.
There it is. There it is. There you go.
This is
not bad.
my other camera. The good camera's right here. It doesn't want to work.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay.
It's too bright. Yeah.
Sorry for bringing the show down. Let's end on a good note. Comedian Tim Dillon had to say this about baby boomers. Politically relevant. It's not necessarily funny, but I do want to ask if there's a baby boomer watching this, or baby boomers, like what's going on in the chat. So I want one of y'all's opinion.
Yeah, Joey, what's going on?
Boomers don't want to die, and they don't want to sell their homes. Boomers used to sell their homes, go to Florida, get a condo. Boomers don't want to do that. They're actually retiring, in some cases, bigger homes. It's kind of hilarious and somewhat satanic. Everything's material. So this big house that they lord around. I mean, some of my friends' parents, I'm writing a book about them. They're hilarious. They know nothing. Nothing. But they lord around these big suburban castles, and their whole sense of self worth comes from this. It comes from materialism. So the idea that they would leave this big house, which is every argument that a boomer ever tries to win, they just point at their house. They have zero idea. They've read no books about anything. The less really truly funny generation, I think, because everyone has becoming flattened, but they are just very funny and deeply selfish. I mean, it's funny, but they're never going to get rid of these houses. So their kids are kind of, they're being held hostage. I mean, the whole economy, I mean, Pelosi, Biden, these very old people, Mitch McConnell, they won't retire. None of them have any plans on retiring. They want to die in office. Nobody will sell their house. Nobody will step down at their job. It's just a generation of people that don't want to stop.
And this is why I love Tim Dillon, because he is especially insightful on cultural topics, and like, he's not a libertarian. He's not. But he does have an insight into how things work, and he does see that a whole generation, in a way that we see it, has created a lot of entitlement programs via the federal government, via Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, all this stuff that takes money out of your paychecks and puts it to this incentive that we will never reap the benefits of. And we're going to have to make them scratch. We're going to have to fight them tooth and nail to take any of these entitlements away. Yeah, the boomers. They will never. They would never give away. Yeah, exactly. But but that's how long it's going to take, and that's kind of what he's saying is it's going to take that long because there's no way they will give up these entitlements, and that's kind of what I got out of it.
It's not even entitlements. It's, the whole mentality that their success and their self-worth is built around materialism. Like, literally he was saying, like, look, I got this big ass house. Like any argument they have, like, fuck you. I got a big, like, I own a fucking 1.6 million, 2.3 million. Honestly, like, I absolutely see it. Cause like, I see it with even my own family. Like, it's always that with like people around our parents' age, like our like aunts and uncles' age, where they're all like, look at the house I got. Like, I bought it for $600,000. I just sold it for $1.3 million. Isn't that crazy? Like, I bought it 5 years ago. Like, this is what they live on that. And then they talk about, oh, I'm building a bigger house that's going to be worth more value. This is what they live for. Like Tim Dillon hit the nail on the head, man. Like, it's absolutely right. They have no interest in retiring. They're all working these high speed, high stress jobs. They're buying bigger, faster cars, nicer shit. Like, fuck. I mean, none of us are living that life, and we're making it by. But it's that life of excess, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That 80s fucking hair metal lifestyle that they all grew up around, like coming of age in that time. Hell yeah, like, why wouldn't they want more? Like, look at fuck Hunter Biden's fucking snorting coke off for fucking 20-year-old hookers' asses. Why wouldn't I want to do that? Fucking, that's what boomers want.
Joe in the chat says that's depressing. I did not mean for this to be depressing, and if it's so depressing, we will end on a funny note for sure. I have a couple funny ones planned, but yeah, no, Josh, you're entirely right. And
well, I think
go ahead, Tim.
I think this guy here makes a good point. You guys are saying, you're saying Josh is entirely right. This guy kind of conflicts that a little bit. The original question was, are boomers the worst hoarders ever? And then they play the clip. Don't know. I think one point is missed in these diatribes about boomers. Younger generations haven't come up with anything better. They just complain about what boomers have done or will do. Individual initiative, self-reliance, leadership skills, innovation, none of that. Just whining. Lots of whining. I think that's true. Like, it started with millennials, and they're the ones that fucking went woke and just started like all the stuff that you see, all the things you hate about game media or like culture in general. That's a lot of millennials that are doing that shit. And now you look at the Zoomers and everybody else, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. And all anyone ever does is complain about the boomers. And I'm not saying that the boomers don't deserve a lot of the blame, but if we're not building alternatives, if we're not like trying to influence culture in a way for the positive, then we really have no room to complain. The boomers got their check, and now they're cashing out.
Yeah. I think, yeah, he's right.
I am a millennial. And that's what I'm saying. I have the right to criticize him.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
I think he's right to a certain extent, but when you look at it like that, you have to say what exactly the boomers did to put us in the situation. And when you take it into perspective, all of the government programs that were created within the boomers timeline, you've built up this Goliath of a federal government that we have to tear down. And half, if not more, of millennials are just indoctrinated into the system to where they just think that's how things go. They don't pay attention to it. We're now like you were our parents, and now we're in this whole situation, and we haven't changed it yet. A lot of millennials are still young. We have time to change it, but it's going to take not change. It takes radical change, and radical change is hard. Because you're going to feel it in your wallet. You're going to feel it. It's going to be like a hangover after drinking 3 days in a row. Just like Milei's doing in Argentina. That's what's going on.
Just like Melee's doing in your stomach right now.
Melee.
I think we're going to get radical change whether we want it or not. I think our job is to be positioned to provide the correct answer. I don't think hyperinflation is coming. The big crash is coming. Once those economic realities hit, once the rest of the world rejects the dollar, there's no going back. And there's no way we're going to avoid it. I was rewatching the debate between Nick Sarwark and Dave Smith. This country is on a suicide mission.
Yeah.
And we are still in that suicide mission, whether Trump wins or Biden wins or anybody else for that matter. We are on that suicide mission. And so we need to be prepared for it. We need to be ready with the answers. But more importantly, we need to be building those strong communities locally that are going to be able to withstand the storm and come out of it on the other side with something to show for it.
I agree completely. Now, unless anyone in the chat's saying something, I'm trying to post some funny stuff.
No, where are you posting it?
at the end here in the black highlights.
Oh, why do you gotta be black?
Oh man, thank you guys for sticking around. If you haven't liked and subscribed already, do that. Share it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we're trying to get to 500 before 100. I hope you like the Supreme Court analysis. We're looking to do more of that. Here's some Florida man shit that's going on.
This is Florida man?
This is Florida man for sure. So Florida
I was
man
having
news.
an argument with Brandy the other day that I was the real Florida man.
And you might have to mute this for copyright purposes after like 30 seconds.
We'll see. Oh yeah, okay. We just Is he actually gonna do anything, or is he just?
No, this is all they do.
All right, so he's dancing in this.
Oh man.
Oh come on, dude! No way. That's Florida man.
That's Florida man, dude.
That's not. Nah.
Yeah, look, it's hot out. He's happy about
I
Smash
don't
Mouth,
know.
though.
I don't know. Josh can tell me different, but I don't know anybody in Miami that looks that retarded. That's all North Florida.
Yeah, that's definitely panhandle retards.
No.
Yeah,
way.
dude. Look at
that's
in the background.
Polk,
that
that's
guy.
Polk
Yeah.
County.
Nah,
Don't
it
make me
ain't.
do research on these guys and prove you wrong.
Go ahead. I'm willing to take that bet, dude.
Oh no. Okay.
All right. What's this other one?
Keep it going.
Responded to reports of a bomb threat at the
Oldie
store
but
in
goodie.
Wichita. A customer alerted employees. A man inside the bathroom said there was a bomb in the building. Police were able to locate the man responsible for those comments, and that man told police he warned other guests to leave the restroom because he was, quote, fixing to blow it up, but had no intention of causing a panic. Man also told police others in the room laughed, understanding his joke, which I'm just now getting. Depot says they will not be pressing charges. But I can tell you right now, you asked the producer for me to read that, didn't you?
Hell yeah. Got you, Karen.
To Ethan now, please.
No.
No. Oh yeah.
We're going to have to go to a commercial.
No, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
He can't get it. He can't get it.
Guilty, Your Honor.
And I play this clip because we are over policed and overfunded.
All right.
Here we go. We're
You know,
back on track.
they used to Yeah, they were making jokes about like, there's going to be a bomb or whatever. It's going to blow this place up. When I used to work at Beef O'Brady's. And when we used to work there, me and the other line cook there, we used to go in the bathroom and just do Arnold Schwarzenegger impressions. And we'd be like, there's a bomb! Get out! There's going to be an explosion!
What are you doing? You can't do that.
Yeah, like that, dude. Oh, it was so hilarious. Yeah, that's what that reminded me of. That was great. I love it.
Oh man, we'll end on this. This is a funny video that I just saw. Thank you guys for tuning in. Tune in next week, 7:30 Eastern, or we bumped it back to 8 o'clock. 7:30 Eastern, 8 o'clock Eastern. We bumped it back that week. But yeah, every Tuesday. Thank you guys again for tuning in.
Touch my belly with my elbows. Why? Why? What's that mean? Both elbows. Ovi Benjamin made this beat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, got her.
Open up your cloth. Will you show me?
Why you got all these clips with music?
This is fine. You're not gonna get copyrighted. Go back to
Bullshit.
the Bobs.
I'm getting copyrighted as
Go back to the Bobs.
The Bobs are on.
Your Bobs. I don't think you'll get copyrighted for this.
We'll see.
Yeah.
You gotta give him that huck to it.
Yeah.
Spit on that thing.
I assure you can enjoy a lot. I want to suck your balls. Baby, what is your bone size? Milk truck just arrived.
That's right. Hey.
Big boob girl high.
Big boob girl high.
Milk truck just arrived.
And that was pretty good though.
Yeah, that's a good way to end it. I think it's a good one.
All right.
What? You're not gonna plug your stupid show?
Actually, do have stuff to plug. Okay. July 13th, I'm performing at the Establishment here in Pensacola. I got a comedy show there, and this Friday, July 5th, I'm in Biloxi, Mississippi. The Roast on the Coast. I'm taking on Yasha. You're fucking going down, and I'm taking that $1,000 home on the Roast on the Coast. And then August 23rd, I'll be back in Pensacola doing BTB comedy, doing some more comedy back in Pensacola. Thank you guys.
Josh.
Vote for me, donate to me, joshuahalafka.com. Other than that, like, subscribe if you haven't already. Help us get to 500 so we can make this show even bigger than it already is.
That's right. And my only plug is, as always, just to join the Discord, because that's where you're going to be able to keep in touch with us no matter if YouTube bans us or anybody else. We'll be able to keep touch with you there until Microsoft bans us, and then we'll figure something else out. But, follow on X, because Elon seems cool with us, so it's fine. All right, everybody. Ending the stream there. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back next Tuesday. So see you next Tuesday.